News has recently come up about the voice actress Helena Taylor, who is the voice actress of Bayonetta, and the reason why she didn't come back for the third game. She voiced 1 and 2, which, if you've not played Bayonetta, it's actually a really good game. I've not played the second one, but I kind of really want to. But I won't be playing the third one. While I will not be buying it directly, I'll be probably picking it up secondhand rather than just kind of like doing this, because I don't want the money going to Platinum Games, because they underpaid their voice actor, and she is the main role. She is the voice of Bayonetta. So if you've ever seen her literally voice this character, then you know how much love and attention that she's put into this voice to make it her own, to actually give life to this character. Now, if you're not familiar with the voiceover industry, yes, I do believe that they get paid a very small amount for the work that they do and how much money, like say in anime, games, or whatnot make, and yet the voice actors, in my opinion, do get kind of screwed over on this, and I do feel like they should be paid a lot more. As someone who wants to actually be into voice acting, I do hope that pay goes up, that is an actual decent living wage, and not where it's just like, well, you get pittance for it. Considering how much money that these game companies make, you think that you'd be paying your actors a decent wage rather than just being screwed over all the time. So we're going to listen to what Helena is going to be talking about, and then I'll give my kind of opinions on this. So basically, in short, she is saying boycott the game, do not buy it. Now you can do that, and that's absolutely fine. If you want to buy it, that's absolutely fine. But what I would probably recommend is buy the game secondhand. So that, again, the money goes to the store rather than the actual company, and you get to still play it. But I cancelled my order for this game completely, and yeah, that's mainly it. So let's jump over to Twitter, where we can actually listen to what she says, and I'll kind of give my thoughts on this as well. Here's Helena's page, where she is going to explain it. We're going to listen. I'm going to give my kind of thoughts on this as well, and kind of do it, because there's quite a lot that she says in this first one, and there are, I think, 3 videos all together talking about it.
Hello, my name's Helena Taylor, and I am the voice of Bayonetta, and I would like to explain to you why I didn't voice Bayonetta 3. The Bayonetta franchise made an approximated $450 million.
Now, I will say this. Having that much money from the first one is a lot. So you know that you would be paying your voice actors a lot more because of how popular the game is. And seeing as it only came out on Xbox 360 and PS3, but then since Nintendo were like, yeah, we would like to buy the rights or something like that, how the game would only be on a Nintendo consoles and stuff like that, you'd imagine that you'd have people moving across that may not have a console would buy it just for this game to carry on playing. So you know that it would have made a lot more money. So if the first one made $450 million, maybe the second one made double that, triple that. We don't know. I couldn't find the price on how much that they made for the second one. So you imagine that you'd be paying your voice over, your artists, a lot more, because they are giving life to that game. They are making this game stand out. So people go out and buy everything straight away. So I just don't know why they would screw over the main voice actress, just to be like, we're not going to give you, we only think you're worth $4,000. What she's going to explain now is what I will give my thoughts on after this.
That's not including merchandise. As an actor, I trained for a total of 7.5 years. 3 years at the London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art, LAMDA, with voice coach Barbara Barkery, and 4.5 years with the legendary Larry Moss in Los Angeles. And what did they think this was worth? What did they offer to pay me? The final offer to do the whole game as a buyout, a flat rate, was $4,000 US. This is an insult to me. The amount of time that I took to work on my talent and everything that I have given to this game and to the fans. I am asking the fans to boycott this game and instead spend the money that you would have spent on this game donating it to charity. I didn't want the world. I didn't ask for too much. I was just asking for a decent, dignified living wage. What they did was legal, but it was immoral.
So a lot of people are going to start talking about how like $4,000 is a lot of money, you know, etc., etc. But if you consider how much time that she's put into learning and acting and all this is a lot of time. So this is not just like say, oh hey, you've only been doing this for a while, you know, a little bit, so you're not worth it. She is trained, she is a professional, and she has given life to the character. And this is what I see a lot. And this is the reason why I won't be buying this game direct. I want to buy it, but I will probably be buying it from, like, say, a second-hand store. As I said, that money will go to them and it won't go to the publishers. So again, that is one way if you want to continue playing this game, or if you do want to boycott and not buy this game, that's absolutely fine. It is completely your choice. So when I hear like Platinum Games going, hey, guess what? You're not worth this. You know, we're not going to pay you the living wage, which everybody should be paid for the work that they do. I find it insulting, and it makes me not want to buy their products ever again. And then considering that I do want to play Bayonetta 2, I do want to play maybe Devil May Cry, but from seeing this, I do not want to support the company anymore. And the company's response, which we're going to look at in a minute, is horrible. It's absolutely fucking horrible, and to me it just proves that they don't give a shit. Yet without us, the fans, buying their product, they would have nothing whatsoever. And it infuriates me when companies don't go, oh shit, what the fuck are we going to do?
Now, those of you who follow me on Twitter know that I'm more of a lover than a fighter, and sometimes think I'm not very much like Bayonetta at all, but I guess I am a little bit more like Bayonetta than I thought. I understand that boycotting this game is a personal choice, and there are those that won't, and that's fine. But if you're someone who cares about people, who cares about the world around you, who cares about who gets hurt with these financial decisions, then I urge you to boycott this game. I decided to do it to stand up in solidarity with people all over the world who do not get paid properly for their talents. Fat cats cream off the top and leave us the rotten crumbs. You know, in England right now, there are nurses going to food banks to feed their children. This is not right. This is not acceptable. It impacts mental health. Because of it, I suffered from depression and anxiety. I worried that I was going to be on the streets. That terrified me so much that once I was suicidal. I am not afraid of the non-disclosure agreement. I can't even afford to run a car. What are they going to do? Take my clothes? Good luck to them. Bayonetta always stands up for those with less power and stands up for what is right. And in doing this, you stand with her.
With the fact that companies aren't paying their staff, their voice actors, their whoever on the company, that they're not paying the right amount while they get richer, I don't like that at all. I feel like if you're putting in the work, if you're putting in everything to make whatever successful, I think you should be paid for it. I feel like with everything going up, yeah, there should be a raise. And I feel like because Helena turned around and said, I wanted this, and again, it wasn't major what she probably asked for, just exactly what she thinks that she was worth, or that it was enough to like pay for things to live, as which we all should do. And then Platinum Games going, no, mate, fuck this shit, we're out. I feel that that's a massive big insult. She's a very talented actress. She has been training for such a long time. But when I see companies like this in general, I just think you're making millions and millions on this product that it's probably going into your bank account. It's the fact is you've paid your staff for exactly that, what it is. You're probably paying them hourly or whatever you want to do. I just feel in general that you should be paying exactly what they should be asked for. So, you know, she's not probably saying I want 18.2 million, but you know exactly what she wants. And I just find it annoying that companies won't even like pay the basic like living wage and just be like, It's not about cutting corners. You know that your game is going to make a load. You know that your game is going to make so much, and yet you're just kind of not wanting to. Again, this could really impact, or it may not, depending on how you look at it. So let's continue to the third video.
For those of you who are interested, I'd like to go into a little more detail about the back and forth. The first thing was I was required to audition again, because sometimes voices change with time. So I auditioned for the role and obviously passed with flying colours. They then sent me an insulting offer. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to write to Hideki Kamiya. I'm going to write to him and ask him for what I'm worth. So I got a friend who has been in business in Japan to write in Japanese to him. I know he read it because I got a reply. I got a reply saying that he values greatly my contribution to the game and that the fans really want me to voice it over, and the memory of first meeting me as Beyonetta is a memory I hold dear. So I thought, great, thank God. That was when they offered me $4,000 US. Do you know, Platinum had the cheek to say that I was busy, that they couldn't make it work with Miss Taylor's schedule. Well, I had nothing but time. They now have a new girl voicing her over. And I love actors. I wish her all the joy in the world. I wish her all the jobs, but she has no right to say she is the voice of Beyonetta. I created that voice. She has no right to sign merchandise as Beyonetta, any more than I have the right to sign as Eva Green, even though I was her parrot on the video game The Golden Compass. That portrayal is hers and hers alone. They'll probably try and do a spin-off with Jan. Don't buy that either.
Companies that turn around and lie, like, I found that insulting. The fact is that they were like, oh yeah, it's conflict schedules, ooh, we're not going to be able to do it. But seeing that and hearing about it, it's like, no, I have enough time. But it will be their way out. Their way out of saying, hey, shit, we can't do this, so we'll get someone else. And it's like, no, that's fucking wrong. And it just really kind of makes me think, what the fuck? Now, the person that she mentions in the video that she wrote to, I think that his Twitter, if it's the same person, that where he's like saying, oh, we're going to block this, or, you know, he blocks people because he doesn't want to respond in English or another language or anything like that. From reading his responses, I generally see that he is a knobhead and he doesn't give a shit, and that just makes me go, no, it's understandable, but that's not what I'm going to get into. So we're going to look at Kotaku. This is the tweet saying sad and deplorable about the entire attitude of untruth. That's all I can tell now. But by the way, beware my rules. Now, when I saw this, I generally thought this was him going like, oh, you know, it's my way or the highway type thing. But no, it's effectively if you go on his thingy on his Twitter and you tag him or do whatever, he'll literally block you. And I'm just thinking, it's just a fucking mess. But it's when looking at this is what kind of made me read it, because I read through this article and it says Sean Chiplock, who voiced Reveal in Breath of the Wild, another Nintendo published game, claims that he was only given $2,000 to $3,000 for his role, and it was based on the number of hours in the studio. But he noted his pay was largely because he was voicing 3 different characters, not just one. According to SAG rate sheet, off-camera day performers in a uni can expect a minimum of $451 an hour if doing a single role, or $902 an hour if they're doing it up to 3. It also lists potential small bonus compensations that are dependent on the number of sessions, but these guidelines may not tell us what a well-established actor, say like Jennifer Hale, who's the new voice of Bayonetta, might be getting paid for her performances. And then this is just basically kind of going into the same sort of thing here. And again, this is what makes me kind of think that when you come into doing a role this big, you think, hey, why aren't they being paid correctly? Why aren't they being paid a living wage? You know, you're making millions and millions on this product of whichever it is, anime, film, TV, video games, and yet it feels like the companies are like, well, we don't really want to pay you what we is, but we're happy to make millions in. So I feel like seeing all of this really needs to be kind of brought up, and I think something needs to be put into place properly, that you are actually getting a proper wage. Why should it be fair if you are getting millions and millions, yet you're paying your staff, the people that are making you this money, peanuts? It just doesn't, it annoys me. And for someone who wants to go into this industry, I feel like these rules need to completely change. Even if I wasn't going into this industry, it needs to change. So these people that bring what we love together should be paid a proper wage. It should be there. It should be right. And it shouldn't just be like, oh shit, we're getting nothing, but we're making more. So that's my kind of thoughts on it. I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? I'll see you later.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。